Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Manicheans series of Crusader Gigs 3 here on the Lord Master channel as this landless gameplay continues, led by Captain Praniyata of the Ravens of the Father of Greatness, which is a swords for hire camp, but we haven't really done any of that mercenary work stuff yet, even though we're still quite undermanned as we still only have horse archers, though we did increase the number of the Men-at-Arms Regiment limit, which at least I still have the ability to, get any of those things. That comes from the steppe thanks to our culture. But as you are in the lands of India now, anyway, since we have regular horse archers, and since you're in India, like it would be wise if you need something to go against the elephant cavalry, if any, out there. Even though they're very expensive to maintain for them. But at least we have something to counter it. But do it at an open field, not in fighting in forests, or worse, in jungles, which they will be... which they won't be fighting as effectively. I think it's something I would like to have, but remember, provision cost per traveled barony, especially when you increase the size of it. At least Tarkans, which is something I also would like to have in my army, doesn't have much effect with fighting in forest or jungle. But I do have a Mayor Crew Culture Men-at-Arms for where you are located. So in this case, we're in the land of the Pajani. Look at innovations of theirs. Okay, that's for against elephant cavalry, although not as effective, but... and also do well in hills. And obviously you're in India, so everybody uses elephants here. But we don't have the ability to create war elephants. So I guess you better start saving up money. Not only for, upgrades, because my plan now is to get it up to level 3 so I can get proving grounds here. But I haven't done much of add an upgrade to this. But bearing in mind, you can upgrade this level to unlock another eternal upgrade slot, which prefer to have surgeon's tools because disease resistance. And speaking of disease, there's a nearby epidemic of camp fever. So we should probably just travel southwest towards this direction. So we'll take our leave here. You ever play it safe, just move away from there and then go to there. So, take up less travel. Doesn't take up much cost. Because if I were to do that, that's just for prestige. And more importantly, provisions. I just wanted to steer clear from that area of camp fever. Now you know what, for once let's do a hunt. It doesn't cost much unless further at it. So, again, as an adventurer, hunting gives less prestige but provide provisions, and hunts are overseen by the huntsman, which we do have. At the start of a hunt, you get an opportunity to purchase hunting rights for gold, else you get the gallows by poacher trade experience. Ah, let's see. I think it would be ideal if you find, areas that has noted to have, animal sightings, which is kind of hard to pick out. Unless you see the symbol of a bow. Which requires clicking all these counties till you see that symbol out somewhere. Yeah, it's not a best way to do it. And also, especially do it at a hill or a forest or a jungle if you're going to be hunting somewhere. Just looking at randomly and arbitrarily just picking out, okay, where's the, animal sightings. Oh, there's one. No, that's 8 peasants. Although I plan on going down to Lanka at some point. Which matter, what's the current struggle over there? It's under purification phase, but likely go to degeneration. It should be noted that it's not Buddhist, it's entirely Jain. And another thing that I plan on doing is the Bagatur-Errant, which the Exalted Among Men is still quite a far ways there, but I need to complete 2 more martial art prowess contracts with no criminal record to my name. Liberty faction. Game signing. Well, what do you know? I must have missed that over there. Okay then, head to Nadana then. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no development's high, but at least it's up in the hills. And it's a city holding, which are constructing a large city here. Stag sighting, high development, hills. Much better. You're an adventurer, so you can't have, this decrease. So hunting is a lot cheaper. We'll have fleshing gangs. Now remember, you can't slay beasts because, the dark culture still has the martial of men only. Perhaps can befriend someone. Maybe the insane one. I'd like to befriend him. There it is, hunt. As we wait for the arrival of the rest of the guests, my camp followers can get started on their preparations. Plushers check the highlands each day for each sign of a quarry, while establishing a camp close to the hunting grounds. Those deer are close, I could feel it. I remains totally unaware of my plan to befriend him. So. Alright. I have no right to hunt here in the Ghurbanaqangas hills. I must purchase the right to do so unless I want to be seen as an outlaw or poacher. Of course, if I were to secure the rights, I would not be allowed to bring down any animal I wish. He's got a high opinion of me, so he'll surely allow me to hunt. What say you? Six months till begins. Zambasta. Maybe I ought to invite you to camp. And after the hunt, I'll visit the city holdings since you've been to castle holdings before. At least it gives me time for that disease to go away. Some of us contracted join Liberty War. Again, our force is too small to make a difference. Alright, where are you? Coming down the mountain, he'll be here soon. Alright, he's unlanded. You don't forget it. Why don't I befriend you instead? Oh. Is it possible to change? Yeah, you can. Why don't you befriend your brother instead? Maybe if he becomes more friendly, he'll join the camp. Join on an adventure with me instead of whatever life you're doing up there. You know, we gotta stick together. %79% chance. Thanks to learning, martial prowess, huntsman to hunter guests. So exciting. The set assembles the party as the sun rises over the camp in the valleys near Lulu. My men have been gathering sightings of the stag that roam the local area. My many gamekeepers and folks have been poring over the area for tracks and fumes. Where there's sadly no sign of a buck in the area, there have been plenty of deer. See the rumors are true. Let's get out there. Waiting for a word from the Santowns, the party rests the Crusader Corps. Zambasta stands not far off. This is my chance to press him. Zambasta! Brother, how are you? It's not often you get a chance to talk, I open it for him. He seems surprised, but not hostile to my conversation. You're a vindictive blackguard, you're arbitrary, paranoid, but vengeful. You only have one friend, your brother, who's the lord of the family. So you're a vindictive blackguard. You tended to be very dishonorable, but very vengeful. I'm not sure what to say. Maybe there's nothing better than a good hunt, right? Words don't seem to have much of an impact on. She just says nothing. Silent theories move on to child others. I feel foolish. Well done, Praniyata, you fool. We follow our Courtier to the hill, but slowly but surely getting on a flighty stag. It's Sunday spooks charge away in another direction as I move to see what scared him. Guards with eyes. The Senate I stood entangled on the ground in a passionate embrace. You're a married man, and yet you took her as lover, and you're a good friend of mine. I'll say, get up! I feel the beast is nearby. Just to make it 80% chance success. My bodyguard, Impact, is first to spot it. It's a flighty male as hard to distinguish. There's no doubt it's there. Observe us through the tall grass. Locks eyes at me. And almost as though it's yet, and almost sense my intent, Sunday takes off a flash of brown fur. You're gonna get stressed no matter what. But the brave me takes over me, so I'll say after it, rewind. I paused to cough from my water skin. serving some cool relief from the sweat and havoc of the chase. As I secured at my side, I hear a low whistling noise. An arrow slams into the mud at my feet, burying itself deeply on the ground. Uh, I am then close to spin around, and no one's there, only the wind rustling through the leafy bushes. This must belong to someone. There is no clue. The stray arrow, then. After hours of running, we're finally cornering the wild beast. Our chase has not been in vain. The exhausted and panicked animal has turned to bay, struggling to stand in panic. In fact, the shot is yours. Zambasta takes aim as the party keep the exhaust stag in place, exhale and loose. The arrow strikes through, straight in the beast's heart. Good shot. I just wanted to make him feel better about himself, as I failed to befriend him. Hunts like these are a pure joy. Cannot wait for next year. Zambasta did a fine job bringing down a mighty beast. I direct the breaking up, carefully skinning the carcass with the direction of the game masters. Place your dog share the spoils on the stretch out before departing for camp and home. The antlers of a stag. So I'll say, Zambasta, my good brother, it is yours. Don't see much use to that thing for me personally. Just needed that for a tiny bit of prowess. And gained a little bit of provisions. Hey, you wanted more prestige, right? And more importantly, provisions before we get going again. And after that, visit Kangra for the fort. Let's move out. There's no money in that, but we'll do it for the prestige. Once we get a few more rolls of patriots, maybe I can ask him for a men-at-arms regiment. You can request that. It's not uncommon for settled rulers like us to play host to notable travelers like myself. For a few gifts and decent lodgings, mercenaries such as ours provide entertainment, intelligence, and a suitable distraction for as many courtiers. Of course, that's if my followers and I can earn our keep with our tales. Let's just get on with the task. We got a couple of good guys here. Actually, Sazada, you're the one with a poet trait. You should be one. You'll do that. Because I wanted to get to the next phase as quickly as possible. I guess 30 days in next. It's guaranteed success. So it should take a couple months. And buy us more time for that disease to go away, which it is. Is there money in that? Why, yes it is. I'll have a look at that. Dinner in this court is an ideal time to impress courtiers of my dashing escapades. The happier I are, the fatter my purse is likely to be. Of course, this calls for less subtle wit and more stories of grand endeavors. They're replete with heroism and villainy, accurately or otherwise. I think I know a few such tales. Words ring hollow. That's alright. Distant shores and far-off climes. Being both Urgalavamna and Manichean, my alien way of life is endlessly fascinating to Puravadana as his Courtiers. Many have never seen one of my kind before. Perhaps they will never again after we move on. Now I cannot say how history will play out. They're not exactly polite in their opinions, but that's just what makes them easier to hold and to entertain. Ah, Manichaeism is a mysterious thing. Boring exotic systems enjoys misguided faiths. This land is of the Smata sect of Hinduism. I've been wondering, my dear Praniyata draws the power of Vandana one out of them. You spin these tales of your life and deeds, yet you live a muddy tent flap, barely sheltered from torrential rain and scorching sun alike. I'm not no use denying it. With so many of the basic comforts of life denied to you, what's the thing that motivates you to get up in the morning? Why keep marching on when the next day you just need to do it again all over again? Glory, death, and friends made over spilt blood. Harsh but fair, he says. One more advantage and then we'll get this task done. And then begin to move the camp towards the Gangetic Plain, starting towards Indraprastha. I want to upgrade my camp one more time, and then start saving money for proving grounds, and then we're going to start building our men at arms regiments up. Then we'll do mercenary work. Oh, my child. Like in case if I'm not good at commanding, you'll do, even if you are a bit handicapped, with you being club-footed and all. So ill-suited for combat, which, matter of fact, son, I'm gonna have to forbid you. But you're still eligible to be commander if I'm not available for whatever reason. As Courtiers practically swoon over my party and I these past months. Day after day, night after night, we fill their heads with fantastical stories in our bellies with rich fare, leaving a good Puravadana more than satisfied of our performance. Still, all the good things must come to an end. It's best for us to leave on a high note. We have a long path ahead of us. The open road awaits while we visit the Kangra fort a bit. The journey has been long and tiresome, and my feet ache so much that my ancestors must feel it. As I'm about to collapse from exhaustion, I feel something heavy weigh on my neck. Before long, I'm adorned head to toe with traditional Panjani garbs. Streets are alive with jubilation. Every house had beckons me to come inside and rest my weary laurels. It would only take a moment to regain my Sarah, and I would be welcomed as the guest of honor. Panjani hospitality is legendary. I can really afford not to see it for myself. I don't see why not. Just a little short rest would do. Gain the ill trait. Oh, be careful. The grim smell of bubbling textures and mashed shells assaults my senses as I make my way through my physician Maya's workroom. She looks up and knocks, and that she's prepared. The time has come, my lady. I know several ways to treat your cold. Well, fairly soon a simple texture would suffice. The choice is yours, and yours alone, she grants. Do no more is necessary. She brought me a concoction made from buckthorn and senna. At first I thought the potion effectual, but later that same day I felt the churning of my bowels, which set me running for the privy. As I howl in anguish, my assured me that the foulness was expelled with my pieces. In the end, the cleansing turned out to be just what I needed, for now the worst of my sins alleviated and the world seemed a little brighter. Excellent work, Maya. I tend to get house guards so I can get more potential fighting Bagaturs. Good fighting men to join us. That's my intent. Final. Let's return to Lund and visit that city holding. Because I just wanted to have a look. And probably steal a few more provisions. Maya needs to keep treating people so she can increase her precision trade experience. I'm interrupted from my stroll to near the barber's tent by the approach of a nervous stranger. A woman introduces herself as Osna, and is clear as alien to Marquez's eye. Lady, you and I both know that the Manicheans are not welcome around here. Doubtless you two have encountered the prejudice that the Father of Greatness faithful face in these lands. Oh, Terrace pauses. Stealing so would clearly expect rejection. I understand it. Already too many people care what he says. If you had me, I'll serve you loyally for all the days. Mentor to diplomacy. Of course. You and your Sogdian husbands welcome to join us. More the merrier. And more fighting men to join in our ranks. Then you're the hunter. Go and hunt. There we go. Well, let's visit the city holding anyway. An important trade junction to the Gandhari. The wealth generated in the markets of Lund seeps into every corner of the city. As we enter through the city gates, shouts and imagery advertising local traders are everywhere. My son in there, Huai Xin, looks around with a content face, seemingly enjoying a change in scenery. I should visit the fine craftsmen, see what they have in store, as I don't have much in the way of artifacts, as that's kind of limited. In Lund's craftsman district, all the relevant professions are represented. Weaponsmith, Visherapumna, over by the training grounds, armor, Courtier in her smithy, and Kishumai, the jeweler, far up ahead. Huai Xin follows my lead, leisurely wandering down the street and commenting on the wares on display. He looks at me as I pause, trying to determine where to go next. Well, I have my weapon under my armor, so I'm in the market for accessories, maybe a trinket or two. In the dim light of the jeweler's abode, Keshimai is standing perched over a tall counter, while ever so gently placing the tiniest decor onto the rock crystal bronze necklace. Mesmerized, I watch his delicate work for a moment before clearing my throat. He acknowledges my presence, strengths of it, contemplatively says, "In the market for a brooch? A ring? A necklace? Perhaps?" As he loads one of the small artifacts. He's Davrada. I was wondering that's not an Indian sounding name in this part of the world. $26, $20, $27. Dorada Regalia. Now, this is something for me. I'll get that. A fancy regalia set of fine craftsmanship. It consists of a bronze scepter, set of pieces of rock crystal, fine wool robes that have been embroidered with wool, and a large rock crystal cabochon necklace. Gives you a bit of fertility, but a tiny bit of prestige and renown. Especially prestige as that's needed. You know, you already have that. You have no armor, so you can't have that destroyed. Maybe we'll sell it back somewhere. Huh. You can get rid of artifacts by selling. You can do that instead. Screen to the overwhelming brightness of the plaza as a step of jewelers abode. Head to the plaza craftsman district. Some children are playing with a large desi, feeding it scraps while taking turns on riding its muscular back. I carefully observed their game while considering my next move. Let's head back. Pass through the main square of Luna's procession of intrigued foreign traders on their way to attack. Pai Shen disappears out of view, but soon returns, offering a taste of his freshly procured bowl of pakal. I was thinking of something else. Maybe we could sell some artifacts. The trade district of Lun is overflowing with settlers and procures of both rare and exotic artifacts that have no trouble locating a well-renowned artifact peddler. Praniyata, like that, Pamiri. He has, before I know it, thoroughly inspected the Vamna sword at the Rada Regalia. His hands quickly move across the lucky rabbit's paw surface, looking for flaws. I got that merchant over there actually made me a higher offer. 72% chance I managed to convince him, increasing his offer by a little bit more. 27% chance he calls my bluff, and it decreases. Managed to convince him. He looks at me with a contemplative stare. Is that so? Well then, with such value, boys, maybe we can free up another coin or two. I better just go take the Rada Regalia. I don't know why I bought the thing. Feels like it was a waste of money for me. Back in this part of the main square, decided less people are. A handful of children are petting a donkey, peacefully grazing halfway to the town crowd posting. Baisha disappears out of view and soon returns to offer me another bowl of melon. Okay. Discreet experts are required for lucrative opportunities. Acknowledged stewards needed for organizational assignments. Criminal contracts, stewardship. Let's give me stewardship as long as it gives me more money. Get me out of here. Raise a building. And oh, raise 2 buildings. How much does it pay? I mean, I got the provisions, just I need a bit more money so I can upgrade my camp buildings there. That's my priority at this point. You know, I'm feeling bold. I want to get more prestige, so to do that, face the worst. Make travel less safer. I'm feeling lucky. All is well. Plans for Rana Suadeva's construction are perhaps a little lacking in forethought. At least that's how it looks to my man and me. Little wonder that his Drawson ran into some issues. Still, there wouldn't be a problem for us. We know what he's trying to build, just need to work out how to actually do it. And we're skilled semi-professionals. Of a kind, at least. Unfortunately, some of you people aren't really good at at prestige. No. Stewardship. That's the word you're looking for. Or Huai Shen, he could be the veil. Ours is not evaluate what's right. Simply enforce what's written. You'll be that. That's how you be the planner. The ability to carefully craft a plan is one thing, but the difference between a good planner and an expert is simple. When things go awry, the expert can improvise. And you'll be the supplier. Connections, timing, and cutting all need to excel at merchantry. Logistics combines all 3. Now, I guess you two will be the draughtsmen. The architect of machines, an engineer extraordinaire who can make any of your ideas a reality. At least, on paper. Pretty good chance here. Hey, when you get them men-at-arms, I mean, remember, it costs gold if you wish to recruit them. At least the heavy horse archers doesn't cost as much. And you can refill your men-at-arms with either gold or provisions. But that's for any of the loss you took. It still requires gold. Things take time. Remember that. See, there you go. You have no trouble governing. Between the chaos and regularity of moving sights and the coming or going of fresh faces every other town, with plenty of time in the day for followers to find if unforeseen connection with someone new and unexpected. Judging from their share in jokes, past whispers, and occasional unsubtle sneaking away, seemed to be just the case with Huaishen and Zazade. Clearly the two lovebirds think so stuffy. They are not. It's none of my business, really. I mean, these two are lovers now. Well then, why don't you marry her then? It'll be born under our dynasty. And heaven forbid that you get club-footed children. That's it. That's all I say. If you like her so much, why don't you just marry her? Hope you have children. Alza was children nearby when she got wounded. It appears she had a simple misstep while walking around, tripped on some rocks and sustained quite the injury. Though her wounds aren't light, Alza is currently receiving treatment. A few of my courtiers suggested that I pay a visit to see how she's doing. She's fine. Why do we need to visit her? Even though she's a friend of mine. She knows I mean well. Now watch your step. This is a mountainous region. Household guard. There's room for more. Room for more fighting men that we need. As you trudge down the road, the building halts in the view. Battered sign outside says, the Eban King Inn. No luck here tonight, we've barely got room from courier to just let alone anyone new. Inside the innkeeper shakes at dismissal, especially not you ragtag types. Ragtag? I'm no beggar, I'm Praniyata of House Bilga, and I demand hospitality. just once again increased our provisions capacity, thanks to comfortable trappings. Oh, I forgot. Recruit a random arms regiment. Well, let me see. War elephants? Damn. I never asked for these, but it's gonna cost quite a bit of provisions. 13 war elephants. And very expensive to increase it. Good for Indian warfare, if you used in the right places. Yeah, that was my intent actually, because I did want to increase the size of the army. Now what are you gonna give me? Increase the size of it? Yeah, I don't have to pay for it. Yeah, good idea. Now you're gonna give me elephants too? You gave me armored footmen. That's only good against spearmen, but you would have no terrain penalties. At least it's affordable, and then you could spend it. But bear in mind with the provision cost for trial barony. So yeah, we're building an army, though small for now. So the standardist contracts are up. You could say that yes, we are a small force, but if you're led by someone who might be effective in combat. I strolled through the market of the strange land. Vendors beckon an alien tongue. I'm lost in a sea of foreign scents, but strange always feels like home. Where else could taste that delicate balance of aromatic spices? And watch the whole fare down with a delicious mango lassi. To hear the gentle melodies of the bansuri player, or watch the magnificent lotus flowers bloom along the Ganges. Holy India. A woman walks through Nadana, but is she still Praniyata? Perhaps all we could have, I should find out home here. Costs less to, to recruit another regiment if you so wish. Like, say, if I want the Tarkans, it will not cost as much. But you got things that counter against heavy infantry, infantry to counter against spearmen, war elephants counter against skirmishers, and heavy infantry. But I prefer something against cavalry. You don't give me these. And fill her up with provisions. So now you got the regular horse archers, that's for against skirmishers, heavy infantry, and heavy horse archers for against light cavalry and elephant cavalry. I mean, yes, I spent on gold, but we're just getting ready for, proper mercenary work that we still haven't planned. Okay, it's time. Execute with confidence. As ever, my band and I are models of efficiency. Construction was swift and results sturdy and memorable. Dorana Suadeva will need to continue our good work. We've given him everything he needs to do that. Weighed down by our well-earned pay, we make ready to leave. Long path ahead of us. And, one more thing. Uh, Perhaps we'll ask if we stay connected. Rest up. I don't know about a Liberty faction in a large realm like Ganja, but certainly elsewhere. Let's head to Indraprastha. Grand Temple there. There isn't much to see down there other than a few battle sites, which I'll do that when we come from over there. Does cost quite a bit of provisions, but I wanted to go over there because there's so many different entities. Because this is only one of the larger realms compared to this one, or even Chola Empire. Good to see them to be friends. It's a tyranny war. This side has 1,070 soldiers, on the enemy side 7. Perhaps, but it's going to cost you. I mean, we do have the means to increase this size of the Manos Regiment to size. Could the armored footman. So who's the man? Pikes? Oh, that'll kill our elephants. And, we don't have the means to counter against their archers. But they do have mangonels. And we do have our courageous fighting men for the job. Ooh, 3 prowess schemes. Excellent. You've come to the right place. Again, it will gain gold and piety based on war contribution. Let's have our first real test of combat. That's I'm not confident enough of what we're about to face, so increase the size. Increase the size of everybody. And we know they're going to be in siege. Scheme, scheme, scheme. So I was going to do the upgraded camp, but instead there is Serene Captain Praniyata, the Raves of Father Greatness. It would be an honor if you join my side in my wars. You'll pay 25 to me, and we'll pay more gold based on your contributions. If not, I can issue a counteroffer. Listen, we're outnumbered here. We're not up to size. Buy me a counteroffer. I'm curious about his offer. Would be honored to stand alongside his bannerman. However, a few gold coins is not enough to risk the lives of my brave followers. I should ask for more. Not interested in settlement. Why on earth would I want that? Well, we can gain provisions by doing these jobs here. So you say you want me to join on your side, even though it was the intent that I was hoping that. Let me see. I could have joined his side. Where's your army? Because this tyranny war of yours. Yeah, you're out there. And you're against this entity here. And they have siege weapons that we could just come in and assist. The mercenaries that they hired. Well, give me provisions then. We'll join your war. They refuse to offer. Well, then I may have to join their side. Because I wouldn't want to fight against someone who's that. So he says no to giving us provisions. Well, you're going to pay for that. Just wait until December 23rd and we'll reinforce all of us. And what war of yours? A claimant war. But, you're on the defense and you're losing. Now, don't want to join at all on that one. It's too far away for me to care about, so I'm more interested in this one. Just please wait a month. And then we'll deal with them. Got a few months. Could be a bad idea, but it's my first real test as a combatant. No, not that screen. This one. Your alternative is very eligible, gain 25 soldiers. Now fill her up all the way. This is definitely going to kill our provisions, but it'll be fully reinforced. But don't worry, after this, we'll get them all back. But for now, let's help you out on that. A small posse of saddle sword riders stop by my camp, and one of the visitors enters my great tent. I'm the captain of these Sakurai Scouts. I speak for Rana Anupal, Star Soldier. My liege is interested in your scrappy little band of fighters. A dethronement war causes the Ranas sleepless nights. Our enemy is putting up a fierce fight, so I've been sent to hire your swords. Would you lend Sakurai your fighting spirit? Sounds like a just cause. I shall aid him. Raise up armies. We may be a small force, but we have a massive advantage. So we have plenty of archer cavalry, regular horse archers, and heavy horse archers, along with some armored footmen that was given. Although it may have to be replaced with something else in future. But that's going to be our contingent from now. All we have to do is kill their army. And we got plenty of good fighting with not so good ones. Mixed bag. We have the advantage. Fruit prowess. Timely favor. I don't know what I could do with that favor. You got siege weapons. We don't have siege weapons, but the elephants do a little bit of the sieging here, so perhaps we can help you out on that. Level 4, level 3. Okay, then take this then. Sit around a map table with Edvac and Ajapita. Discuss the strategy ongoing war. Edvac eagerly points all the prime targets we should immediately send raiding parties to the village. Large of hate noticing mutters about how we should avoid unnecessary engagements and fight a war of attrition. It is my right to decide an ultimate course of action. I know how we can employ both strategies. I think. I wouldn't want either advantage, so I'll just say my commanders can act as they see fit. I mean, I'm a military engineer, so siege phase time takes less on my end. But it's still going to take time, if we don't have proper siege weapons. I hope to get paid well. So who knows how much gold you have. And apparently I decided to be with a loony who's got great pox. But this was the first step of the mercenary life. %100% war score. War contribution 75%. I expect to be well paid. Your contributions were vital to the winning of my war, and the bravery of your sellswords much my lives. Made this payment you celebrate a great victory. Fighting side by side was an honor. 135, pretty good. Alright, thank you. Remember, they still have to be refilled manually. I'll try and inspire the followers. Every eligible man on this regiment, all filled. Thumbs up. Oh, that's way over there. That's Kingdom. What's going on over there? Don't accept. You see, your war. This Shanghai. Yeah, we're not capable enough to take on an army of that size. But in the meantime, I'm here to rescue one fair subject here, and then we'll get on going. This is not for money, but for Bagatur the Tiger, most importantly. You'll do. Very nice. Excellent. We'll rescue your fair subject in no time. Grand tournament sounds like a good idea, but give me a moment. Wait until the job is finished, then I'll request for a tournament, if he's available at that time. As long as it's a contest that I could compete in. If not, then my Bagatur could compete while I go look for new recruits. That's what's good about going to such tournaments. Look for potential recruits that I could make them join my retinue. What's Indraprastha doing? I see them assembling. Tributary war. Bold. All we need is 2 more advantages and we are good to go. 2 more of these. And we're on our way to there. I'd like to have that trait. Not effectiveness but prowess skill on my end. Would make us fight more effectively than we already had in our first going. Success! Hey, would you like to come? I mean, just to stick around and who knows. A hired muscle. This one pays gold and provisions. And we get to visit the Grand Temple there. Of course. Good enough. We'll get it done in no time. Maximum number of regiments, though I would like to have, you know, whatchamacall. Yeah, increase the size of regiments if you upgrade them further. That would help. You get to increase the maximum number of regiments through there. So your main priority is save your money to get a pavilion. If you want to have reinforcements each time you fight in these little wars, well then just use your provisions. Next day, execute that scheme. Hit it. What? You had one job, Praniyata, says human. Sounded some mouthy pricks. Keep them quiet for a few months and then come back and collect your silver. Face remains stuck. You might be going, but it's time to let the Bagatur express her frustration verbally, so let's resort to doing so with force of arms. Perhaps I'm a fool for expecting a bit of a hireling, except can't be helped, I suppose. There's a pause, this way to see what this woman had to say. You may go, now, if you please. Back to the wilds, I guess. Well, you do have another shot at this. So try again. Fields of Miraf are sight to behold, every crop in bloom, every leaf green, every stem luscious. I quickly tracked down the sources of identity, spotting a man in the field, seen holding a lecture of some sort of gathering of listeners. My name is Master Rana. Seems to be a common name around here. He notices me in the distance and turns in my direction. My knowledge regarding is vast. Yes, incomparably vast, so stay a while and listen. Won't cut me intrigued for once. I'm a gardener. +2 stewardship. Less stress gain. Anything to add a bit more stewardship. Bandits on the bridge. What do you think you're talking to? I'm the captain. Come on. Same people. Oof. We ain't doing that. Just wanted to have a look. Oh, it pays well. Once I get that job done, I'll be there. Tell them a joke of my own. Oh, you done killed him, Zambasta. Invite the camp. That's very good. Just change course, brother. We'd like to have you around here. Whenever you recover from illness, you'll be a good fighter amongst the ranks. Though you're a known murderer for what you just did, but you need to come join me. Just join our little band of mercenaries. Ah yes, these two have gotten along together. Vam and Maya. Two Vajrayana Buddhists of Vamna origin. I permit that union. They have my blessing. Much better. There, you got it all. All you need to do is just be exalted among men, which we're quite a long ways away, so you should focus on is save more money. I ain't got time for filthy orphans. Faithful Mahayana missionaries haunt Sri Kula communities. We seek a skilled negotiator or an intimidating thug to deal with these heathens. 124 gold. Be paid some prestige, a bit of piety. Provisions, more importantly. A delegation of faithful Sri Kulites visit my camp presenting a plate ode to Radhabu. Almighty Captain Praniyata, they say we are just a collection of poor sannyasas. Day and night we are regular missionaries sent to Indraprastha by Maharaj Devrajaya Maharaya Devraya. Satyajit is his name. We've been forced to flee here, for in our home, Beko Himadriya herself works evils. She converts those unanimous by force. Oh, I know her. The ragged refugees are on their knees of desperation. In Jaipala's name, in Tripura Sandaris, save us. Oh, I'll speak with him since we're right here at this capital, just out of convenience. After some disruptive pulling of strings in Sarasvati, I secure myself an audience with him in Indraprastha. Maharaya Devraya, I say on behalf of Jayapala and Sekulite Sivan, I come before you. Yabeko Himadriya committed despicable acts against their community and deserves punishment. With such justice, not be sure to be aware of your Siddhartha? I mean, she was, look, she may be trusting and fickle, but she's not alright, because, you know, she's been maimed, though she may be a theologian and well-traveled. You know, she said some unkind things to me the other day. If Satyajit frowns. Indeed, I am no tyrant. I'll heed your petition in full, and only then I will decide the fate of my back or what all the secret lights in my room. Oh, he'll never accept coexistence. I'll say secrets should govern themselves. What do you think? This man here, who could potentially be, you know, of excellent stewardship, he might be a good steward, so they should govern themselves. Give him Sarvasti, make it religiously protected, and then he'll pay me well, which is the 31% chance. Or 51% chance that he'll just gain the land and I'll be paid just as much. 70% chance that it didn't convince him. He gains the land. Alright, job done. Hunt. Brings much food. Anyways, hold on, it sounds a little absurd. You just gained your land, but you should celebrate by holding a grand tournament. Whatever that tournament may be, but we'll be ready and waiting. I'm just, again, I'm a female character. It's doubtful that he could pick the contests that would make me want to compete. What do we have? Wrestling and archery. I can't compete in either of these, but I'll be there regardless. Oh, and as for the other guy, which I was originally going to ask him to give me a tournament, yeah, it was him. Rent a night is basically present up 3 nights, so you could choose to rent one for 5 years. Okay. Just give me one. With an hour I can spare, a fan picked a few of my most restless bravata. Present yourselves. I'm known to be a fine defender, states Confident Gopal. The Kanalji people are not known for their prowess. But just for 5 years, okay? So we find better recruits. But I need provisions. Actually, a contract. Escort emissary contract. I'll ask you that later after this tournament that I'm going to. Yeah, just wanted to be a temporary for mercenary work, you know? So consider him as a mercenary. I arrived at the site of the terminal in Sarabati, but not all the revels yet arrived. Throngs of people wander through the colorful surroundings, all looking forward to the forthcoming displays of skill and prowess. There are few places so excellent to release some stress and enjoy oneself as a tournament, and I intend to take full advantage. Can't wait for it to start. Which again, I can't participate in either of those contests. But what I could do here instead is, thought I would have the intent of recruit. I guess that's for landed characters. Maybe you should look for the others. Someone with high prowess. Try to befriend someone who's not from around here and doesn't have a job, but more importantly. You know, let's just be correct. Rank those who don't have a job and it's just a courtier. That'd be willing to try to befriend and then say, hey, come to join this camp. But look for those of high prowess. I wonder. Let's go to this tent camp. The moment I walk to the camp, I'm greeted by a pungent smell. Cover my nose as much grace as I can while not trying to get sick. I'm approached by Satchit, holding a handkerchief over his nose. You should go away, my lady. Contests are getting ill. Harmed by the bad air. It wants me. There. This turn must have been cursed. Just give me the small health boost then. So yeah, I'm basically just going to be screwing around with it. Gloom at the tavern is offset by the crackling fire and the ongoing revelry that carouses. I slip past two particularly rowdy drunks and sit at a nearby table, empty, apart from one figure. Fine night, is it not? Toga, and gestures to the ragged crowd, and now politely and barely finished turning my head to its position as Toga whisks a set of dice and cups on to the table. Care for a simple game? A fool could play it. We both roll into the cups. You guess where he rolls higher than mine. This is worth the fellow Bagatur. Pass the dice here. The dice rattle and bounce inside our cups before we slam them to the table. We raise the side of the cup close to me, carefully observe the contents. 4. I scan Toga's looking for tells. Toga's eyes flicker downwards. Once, twice, it's gone as almost soon betrays his appear. The smallest sway betray the deepest truths. My roll is higher. Reveal our dice. It takes an instant for both of us to register. I had 1. Ah, well guessed. First round is yours. Toga's lips smile. It doesn't quite reach his eyes. Next round. That dice rattle the cups once more. I raise the side of my cup close to me. Small etchings on the dice reveal the number 13. I rest the cup back on the table and look up. A slight narrow in his eyes. A small shifted away. Toga is highly excited. But maybe that rolls are very high. Lower, most definitely. Cups come for the final time, and a small crowd is gathered around to see that I lost. Target crawls the lightly as he grabs the purse we both waged. Better luck next time, he growls gleefully, scuttling with the arms full of money. I lean back in my chair, defeated. Why does it say pay to me? It's like, actually, I want you paid me. I mean, I could spend it. I just say, drat. I think it's a little, you know, screwy. A new hire. Squires laugh and joke while they polish helms and mail. One of them snorts so hard it sounds like a pig, and the rest soon imitate him. The Bagatur are noted nearby. I spot Harpal, Rana Jayapal's counselor. His skills have been greatly praised, and his name resonates as one of the possible victors. I could convince him to join my council. As in, join my camp. He would be an excellent steward if we do stewardship-related activities. Saucy, a skillful man deserves a skillful liege, or no liege at all. In fact, why are you the marshal? You're not that good. So, come on in and join him. We should look to the artisan's quarters over there. I survey the bolts of rare fabric and samples of cloth hanging at the tailor's stall. Every taste from the highest to lowest is served. I can't help but think what Kuvalapida would appreciate as I look over the finery. No doubt something here would appeal to him, the caravan master I wish to befriend. He's an irrational opportunist. Very bold, somewhat irrational. One sec. He's brave. He's done a lot of things. So, maybe a fine banner? He graciously accepted my bond, abundantly carefully his examined allows. He can't always appreciate his examines as a gift from Area. This is splendid. Such depth and embroidery hides the design. Thanks, are profuse for our ways. That went well. Yeah, that's how I recruit people. Go on a charm offensive. Beirut and 3 of my other Bagatur-Errant entered the wrestling contest. Right around the sand, showed his contestants warm up their bouts as the herald announces the contest commences. Some of the competitors rubbed dirt onto themselves, others out provoked, all looking for scant advantages in the upcoming bouts. The wrestling qualifiers coming in. It's clear it will be put forward the quarterfinals as it stands. The varied pitches and volumes of the crowd cheers leave to no criticism favorites. May the best win. So, there's him. What am I back to? Sidaka Najibita. Let me place a bet. Appearing at the bookie, by the tower's dim light, a powder stream of eyes shouts over the heads of non-fans. What bid is a wrestling favorite? 4-1 to him. Alright, that's the caravan master. So what can I get on my bag at the Sidaka? Oh, I'm not sure. He ain't what he used to be. Hey, don't wear glasses to a wrestling match. And the Rana, yeah. Not as good. And he's also drunk and old. This man. Okay, he's a safe bet. It's a small bet. But a bet nonetheless. The Bagatur-Errant is going to run. It's been decided. At the other side, on one side about, no one was surprised when he decided to knock Raj Pal to the ground. He's through the semi-final. 3 cheers to him. Stand to win if he wins. All the way. Beirut and my Bagatur Stagger's inside it. Beirut finally pins Stagger when he's declared the winner. Now that's a man. There was Antivama, Lada Chandra, Courtiers, and Beirut have reached semifinals. I didn't look at who's facing who. Oh boy. Okay. My 3 cheers to him, and my Bagatur didn't make it. And Lada Chandra, he's the master of the hunt. He's a lisp, but he's physically strong. Alright, it's the final for these 2 contestants. Do I win my tiny bet or no? Yep, I won the bet. Trumpets sound, the crowd clambers. Competitors begin to assemble. The contest is over. Someone's moment of silence being dreaded. Little steps over voice from crossing. After many trials, some tribulations above all else, the truly spirit of competition, Pida beats Lada Hajandra in the final. Pida's a winner. Most entertaining event. So I won my wager a bit. Gained a bit of gold. And again, not competing in archery. Go, Ahmed, go faster! I hear a man's voice echo across the grounds. I look and see a small thing hurrying through the sky like a black bolt of lightning. Soon it swoops down the wood finish line. Tell him, Mr. Cheat, your bird cannot fly that fast. Just look at her. She's wobbling like a duck, the angry loser shouts, with the winner looking smug. I could like a dang it too in this. Should go visit the village. Music can be heard from the fields surrounding the village, following it cut to its origin. A heavy garlanded square, flutes and tambourines and all manners of instruments about it. Men and women dance rounds through every part of the square, their hands now joined together. Now they begin to sing, and now they spin and spin and spin. Perfect occasion to impress the attendants. My dancing is quite impressive. Go to the tourney ground one more time. That great band of Bagatur is the one that passed me. One spinning behind the rest makes me pause. Spinning on my heel, I call it the figure. They're clad in shapeless, ill-fitting armor, their eyes wide and clearly terrified beneath the helmet. Something isn't right here. Step forward. I rip off the helmet and before they have a chance to react, standing before me, looking up furtively to see if anyone else knows, is none other than a woman, dressed as a Bagatur. Unless planning to compete as a Bagatur even. Kanaji, scaly, legendary blade master. Wow. I thought you Kanajis are not known for your fighting powers, but this woman's an exception. Yeah. I could do a service with someone like you. At least I hope. Him and 4 other Bagatur. He's a safe bet again. If he's good at wrestling, see if he's good at archery. Antivar is clearly winning, so as long as his nerve remains steady, a win is all but guaranteed. A curse as a bowstring scrapes along the forearm, a snap from the string, whether broken or simply loud, echoes around here. The crowds fall into the rhythm and hush silence as the competitor steps up. Rouses cheers, and when the arrow is loosed, only a few more arrows are remaining for each competitor. The end is at hand. One last knock. Antivama's 3rd place. Close second, Ajipita. That's one of my Bagatur. And then there's Sanyukata. Oh, yeah. Okay, she's more of an archer then. The best woman won. Wow. I lost my wager and I didn't think you'd be the one competing it. Which is, okay, you're allowed to serve under me. But, oh god, she did it. Browsing the wares and display of Terra's shop, I spy a carefully wrapped package among the piles of garments and sundries. Terra Habinovs for you, carefully untying the letter, bodies to reveal exquisitely embroidered crest. The Thapa crest. I want a bigger crest. Sun's come down on the final day, determined, and the mass crowds begin to disperse. I find myself ruminating over the results. Sanyukta, that's how you say your name. Sanyukta had the finest name of any in the archery. Radavida was an indomitable opponent when it first took. It's wrestling. Though he and I yet to establish a firm friendship. Unless, wait, yeah, he's not my patron or anything. Belongs to court. So he wins a prize brooch, and then my Bagatur won a prize necklace. And holding is bolstered its garrison, and I gained tourney goer. What a great occasion that was. She hones her skills. Let's head back to the camp, and you're welcome to join us. It's already maxed out. Navigating the wilds. Designated terrain advantage. If I'm fighting out in the plains, I could do well. Because that's what I picked. Settle a boundary dispute to give me some more money and provisions. Duke Vaham was spurred by the succession, and he's decided to go on adventuring. Sounds like he wants to follow my footsteps. The dispute in stems from a minor local legal case. Our employer foolishly ruled that the particular natural landmark to have a slightly different boundary than it was traditional. Immediately, dozens of cases were sprung by petty landowners and privileged peasantry, all of whom had some grievances, not now raised by the change of definition. Parvadana Praparvati is at pains to let us know that our coin depends on calming this situation quickly and quietly. It seems like your area. The Born Huntsman. Veteran's assessment of landmarks, placing it swift, precise, and indisputable. That doesn't stop the peasantry from trying. Doesn't stop citizens from trying, of course. But very done has the answer for each of a turn. Dismounting their arguments as they come to. It's late noon by the time they're finished, but the crowd of the would-be against the dissipates in. Prabhavarati simply seems grateful that the whole debacle is over. Another happy patron. Oh yeah, there's some contracts I'd like to ask. But first, upgrade this. It'll take a year to complete. Oh, what the hell's going on up there? It's a minor outbreak of measles, but that doesn't look minor to me. How much? 30. More provisions needed, so I can travel eastward towards Patliputra. That's where I tend to go next. I already asked to run a night. Escort emissary. Delegation. Sounds to flash my great tent. Greetings, adventure speaks on. Many of the roads of this world are treacherous. If you work for Dinica, well, they should pay well for your expertise. I'll see. And the most loyal servant of the Paravadana. It's with her words I must carry to Dasapura, to the hall of Rani Saryukta. Guide me, protect me, and trust me, she does not falter prying eyes. Yeah, we'll travel to there. Thank God we're going to a different direction. We'll be passing through the mining settlement. All the way down there. See, that's why I want to go eastward. Because of places like these. Places of learning and martial and all that. For once, start getting the Silk Road merchants. I'll get paid in the end. But I think we should start using Silk Road merchants as a habit. Belarus got consumption. Somehow. It wasn't measles, I could tell you that. Beautiful hooks. camp tax. Bit more income, and buildings will be cheaper. That's definitely needed. Oh, I would love to go over there and fight that war of yours. Delicious fruits. I have a job offer you. Think of the money's your first payment. Like a man with good prowess. I'm brought for some. You come to my courts of Pura and Pravati's behest, no? On what business? All steps forward. Warbi Rani Sajukta. I speak for Puravana Prabhavati of Dilika. But the message I bear is fit for your ears alone. Come, answers the Brahmani darkly. You shall speak in my chambers. Captain Praniyata, your service is noted. You may remain as a guest in my castle. Should head back to my camp. You're in a tyranny war. Wonder if people of the past have the same sort of desires and thoughts I do. I wonder if the people in the future will be the same as me. Definitely. At the end of the day, we're all people. Hey, can we move there real quick? Early evening is the time of intense activity for the camp. Paper and supplies tossed this way as our portable home is set down once more. Eventually, it's also when I take a walk to clear my head and escape the noise for a time. As I cross the dusty hill, I see the last pinkish rays of the dying sun baffle the drylands below, drenching the landscape with soft rose. From hill to hill, hamlets to hamlets, lingering the many little villages there in the calm stillness. A beautiful sight, perhaps one even worth sharing. A nice moment, but work beckons. Faster movement speed. I'll join your war. Only to defeat these guys. Although it's awfully high advantage. But mine's higher. Just want to defeat them in battle before they take the area. Yeah, we'll be fighting up in the desert mountains. Although some of our units are not meant for fighting up there, but the rest of us do not mind. Oh, you have a massive advantage over us. As the battle progresses, it takes time to sit back from combat and observe my forces and tactical decisions I may need to make to ensure victory. During my time observing the Army's strategic potential, I noticed a handful of fighters from my own levies are making significant progress on the flank of the enemy's charge. One individual particularly catch my eye and watched single-handedly take down 4 opponents on their own. Looking left to right, I observed the rest of my rank, pondered the thought I may need new fresh blood from my ranks at some point. I glanced at the young soldier fighting boldly and wondered if that maybe should consider his skills better. Who is that? Bring them to me. Vanna. Young man. But now we got a problem. This battle isn't going in our favor, but we'll do what we can to hurt the bastards more. Because we got more Bagatur than they do, so that's what won us today. Cutting through the enemies of ease, I find myself picturing my foes like demons. The unclean I must smite with holy power. Is it just my imagination? Is it just adrenaline or fear? Or some kind of combination of the two? Either way, it feels real to me. We are being shown these demons as a message from the heavens, telling me to use my divine will as a means to strike the enemy down. I continue fighting, invigorated with holy strength as I thunder towards Valdan. Taste my blade, Valhalla! Smite the unholy, it says. Yeah, we can do that. I don't know about my war contributions, but every little bit helps. Probably get none in return. Oh look, a transport contract. Pay me 40. Could have done better had I joined sooner. We took a bit of a beating here, but we're alright here. Artifact delivery, eh? Bring it to Kanya Kubja. That's where I plan on going. Just wanted to get out of this place. Guess I need better stewardship and diplomacy if I wanted to make it matter. Deliver a small religious carving. It's a small but intricate Hindu-style carving of an Om. Arjun Paul, the local captain, a few of his officers greet me as my entourage into the military camps at Sakurai. As he wanders off, I quickly dismount and follow him through the latest siege equipment. I nod, appreciating the organized chaos I'm there. Now, what would my lady want to do next? Arjun Paul looks at me expectantly. I wouldn't mind some sparring. Martial increases of 1. Make you a more effective commander. Another artifact delivery. But it's tier 2, which means bigger reward. So it's kingdom sized. Oh, more. Yeah, a bunch of tier 2s now. Artifact delivery. See, way more now. Ah, the Kananji account of the Hell 6 supernova. Take it to Lahore. Okay. Bring the Silk Road merchants again. And then after that, rescue first subject. This afternoon, as quickly advancing nightfall as we enter the local farm estate of Tilakapur. The estate owner, Karatapal, greets his woman and promises a host of lavish feast for us. Once the feast starts, we dine on a veritable menagerie of roast animals, stews, soups, bread, and the like. In the morning, approaches me as I join my breakfast. My lady, hosting such an extravagant shindig as yesterday can be expensive. You should pay me for the prestige I brought to your farm. Just to make up for spending it on Silk Road merchants to hire. $2 months. Zambasta the Beautiful. For a man who's murdered someone, sure. There you go. Exceptional success. Rewards are bigger if you live in kingdom areas. That's why I went to India in the first place. It's the land of opportunity. Chances aren't good, but stick to the initial agreement. Make some coin, but not too much. Now, Proving Grounds, you unlock a Master of Arms officer, which definitely increases your man-at-arms damage and strength. Unlocks train for a tournament. And increases the size of the regiments. That's the main attraction. Fight corruption. Does that give me money? Yeah, it does. And provisions. Who do you think you're talking to? 100% chance of success. Yeah, let me see now. Again, would love to have this when we get more room for another. So that there, all filled up. Puravan Satapala of Etava, the marshal, visits my encampment for the day. As soon as we're left alone, he begins money. It is embarrassing to admit, but I need your help in dealing with the disobedient peasants of Kanyakubja. The marshal Houseguards. They flout the Maharaja's authority. Can't keep them in control. They beat and humiliate anyone who sent. Dare me to come in full force. Their conduct is a black mark, one that stains all around. Let me deal with them. As we arrive here, quick to round up the worst of the rabble-rousers, they demand to explain themselves. Tyluka Vonman, the peasants' reputation speaks for the rest. It's our place to be ruled over. But Maharaja Hirabala does so justly. With chaos rife in the land, we can hardly hold on to what's ours. Still drives us to labor for him like workhorses. We toil without any promise of safety, war, maladies, and the like. Besides, your people are dying, peasant. I'm done with your problem. Just give me the reward. More than halfway there. This is a tyranny war that you're dealing with, right? excuse me, who is it again? The enemy side is the soldiers. Praniyata. And these are the ones we're against. Okay. Alright, let's fight one more war. I'll lead them. On our way. We'll fight him in the fields. He's got nowhere to go. He may be outnumbered, but we're highly skilled. And as he fights, and we'll fight him here, he'll join us. I start the battle, and they're going to be coming in as reinforcements. The dust settles across the field about 100 paces away. I spot a lone enemy. Her equipment marks as a knight or commander, not a common soldier. Her time is fixed elsewhere. She hasn't seen me. The field feels suddenly empty, except for you and her. Pulse quickens. I'll do that bastard myself. Well, would that be the proper wording? I will do that bitch myself. So yeah, she's leading the troops herself, and then there's me. I'm brave. Time to fight. For a few brief moments, Rani Mahadevi and I face in lazy half circles, each watching for an opening. I couch my magnificent spear, ready to defend myself, while she clutches the sword firmly to hand. This fight may be only till first blood, but doesn't ease my nerves. With a sudden twitch, our bout begins. Mahadevi tries hesitantly to launch a thrusting jab at me, but the blow is easily swatted away. Is that the best you've got? You can't even hit me. I'll tire my opponent. Playing defensive at a time. Allow Mahadevi to tire herself while I stay fresh, so it becomes harder to injure myself as I'm calm. Time and again, I backpedal, dodge, and wave, always keeping within tempting target distance. Soon, Mahadevi is showing signs of exhaustion. The industrious mind knows no honor, scum! Screams my opponent, whirling her sword furiously around and near me. My form is excellent, with little chance of mistake, and Mahadevi's stance is a disaster. I've yet to open my opponent's guard at all, seeing no way yet to claim victory. I'll show you how I counter spear. A confident attack, with skill and poise, and make a series of well-placed strikes. My spear flows around her like water, each strike chaining fluidly onto the next. A series of perfectly timed strikes. Mahadevi tries hesitantly to launch a thrusting jab at me again, and I swat it away. My form is excellent, with little chance of mistake, but her stance is a disaster. Come on. Better women than you have died trying to break my guard, even though I hardly fought anyone. But you get the idea. Strict guard, focus entirely fending her off. No foe breaks my guard, and my opponent today is no exception. I force her back time and again with a chain of perfect parries, only offering a devastating piercing thrust when she is exhausted. As Mahadevi hurries backwards, I hurl with her, bringing my spear's half down on her face, with a few crunches quite viscerally satisfying as that. Stunned and sent, my opponent collapses to the floor, losing her weapon in the process. She's so tired as she takes a modest amount of studious kicking to get an official yield. I'm victorious. As this was a restrained bout, neither of you are wounded. But in actuality, she was slain in duel, killed in action. So the war is ended, but do I still get paid? No. But, well, I didn't get paid, but to make up for it, I gained prestige, dual victory, and I'm an experienced duelist, aspiring blade master. +2 prowess. That'll compensate. Okay then. Meantime, let's just rescue a first subject. So, let's end the episode right. Yeah, she's the muscle. Okay. Oh, is that so? Swore vengeance on my death. Don't make me come over there and challenge you to a duel. But he's a lazy, content man, so he doesn't want none of me. I was about to say, did I have that much gold to begin with? Or did I really get paid after... I don't know. I was wondering, did I get paid at the end just for the war ended conclusively and I killed her? Or... I don't know. Sweet dreams. The banquet tables extend far. My high throne gleams with rubies and sapphires. Guests from the four corners of the world celebrate my 20 years of blessed reign. Another sweet cup of sweet ambrosia, glorious emperor, supreme arch-stewardess, and offering spun goblet. Okay, from it. Eagerly. Dance for me, fool, as I bow disgrace and humble dumb. Udayana Deva. Such as fate does cross me. My closed eyes are just a moment. Upon orbit again, I find myself in an all too familiar strong bed. Just a dream. I will make my dream a reality. Sure, I will see myself many battlefields before I meet my maker. My library holds tales of war from 100 lifetimes. I recently acquired a tome on the Great Siege of Constantinople, as well as a Time War scroll written in some ancient language. Who knows what forgotten secrets it holds. I'll attempt to translate the old scroll. 100% chance I uncovered a piece of ancient knowledge. 100 martial style lifestyle experience. Gain 1 martial learning commander bonus for 20 years. Even with the help of the Dusty Glossary, the scroll is reluctant to share its secrets, but I press on. As the night progresses, the most incredible story unfolds before me. By blocking a narrow coastal pass at Thermopylae, the massively outnumbered Greek troops held off the Persian army for 7 days. During the last day, when King Leonidas was outflanked, he dismissed the bulk of his army and guarded their retreat in a glorious last stand. The heroism of his troops is a testament to the power of a patriotic army defending its native lands. Study the Battle of Thermopylae. You'll learn something from it. The arrival of the Brahui. For several generations, large numbers of Dravidian-speaking tribes have wandered their way northward from the original homelands in central India, known as the Brahui. They have settled in the parts of Baluchistan in several ways and absorbed some local tribes, and recently converted to Islam. There, they found themselves a new homeland, where they continue their traditional lifestyle as nomads and semi-nomads. It remains to be seen what the nature of their relationship will be with the local rulers who claim dominion over these lands. Interesting to know. They complete their migration towards Baluchistan, and the Courtiers now have a chance of spawning rulers in that region. The episode will end after I complete this contract, because in that next episode, going east towards Magda. Pala dynasty, but different house. Proving grounds. If you upgrade them further, you will increase the size of the men-at-arms. Meantime, do you have something for... Aha! Horse Archer Captain. That we need. Intervene on the matter. I'll put a halt to this. Go to this route first. Especially with the siege weapon effectiveness whenever I get my own proper siege weapons. Success. Get your prestige, your party, and your provisions. Don't have to part ways. Because she's with us. You might make a good spouse out of someone. Like I sometimes wish that my brother, Zambasta the Beautiful, as they call him, and his sister-in-law is still there. I wish I could tell you to enforce the divorce, but she lives over there. So, oh well. So, we hope you people enjoyed this episode, because in the next episode, we're going to there, and then we'll visit all these landmarks and more, as well as whatever opportunities that will present for us. So we'll see you in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.